Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes. Scott is on assignment tonight. Thanks for joining us. Our top story, a shooting in Manatee County that ended in one woman dead and a longtime military veteran under arrest. The shooting happened at a home on Pritchard Road in Parrish, and sheriff's deputies say it was sparked by a dispute over a dog. ABC 7's Rick Adams has been following this story and has the latest details.
We do continue to receive more details regarding the fatal shooting that took place right back there. The son of the shooter says his dad was just protecting his property. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office says a dispute over a dog Tuesday night led to the death of 65-year-old Rebecca Rawson. 83-year-old military veteran Eugene Matthews has been charged with second-degree murder in her death.
Eugene Matthews pulled out a gun and started firing. One of the rounds went through the windshield of the car and struck the victim and killed her.
Eugene Matthews' son Mark tells us Rawson, her daughter, and her brother-in-law crashed through the front gate of Matthews' home with their car and demanded he give them a dog they believed belonged to them. Matthews says the dog was given illegally to his dad from Rawson's estranged husband, who died recently.
He was defending himself, and that's how the shooting happened. The shooting was an accident by hitting her because he was shooting and it was dark and he was shooting at the vehicle because they crashed through the gate.
Mark Matthews says there are signs all over the property warning people not to trespass.
This is ridiculous. He needs to be out of jail. He was defending his property.
Eugene Matthews did have his first hearing Tuesday in front of a Manatee County judge. He remains behind bars without bond. We're being told the dog remains on Matthews' property.
We're also looking at charging him with attempted murder for the two other people who were there, who were not injured, but fired at.
Investigators will continue to take a good hard look at all the evidence, including this busted gate, to try to figure out exactly what happened. Reporting from Parrish, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Rick. Manatee County Sheriff's deputies are asking the public for help on another homicide investigation. Deputies say around 6 o'clock this morning they were called to the intersection of 58th Avenue East and 21st Street East in Bradenton. They say they found a deceased man at the scene and detectives were called. There is trauma to the body and the case is being investigated as a homicide. Deputies have not released the victim's name or said how he may have died. You may have information on this case. If so, you're asked to call Manatee County Crime Stoppers at 866-634-TIPS. A Northport dance instructor is charged with 2 counts of lewd and lascivious battery on a minor. And now the dance studio where she taught has been shut down. 38-year-old Lauren DiBenetta is accused of performing sexual acts on a 15-year-old female. According to the police report, the instructor was caught in the victim's bedroom. Melanie Packard's daughter took classes at that studio, and the news came as a shock.
We had no inclination. There was never anything inappropriate that had gone on between at least my daughter and Lauren.
Coming up at 6, ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo speaks with another parent whose daughter attended classes with this same instructor. And now for a check on our forecast, let's head over to Bob.
Thanks, Haley. A day just like yesterday, really. A little bit warmer. Temperatures into the mid-70s right now. We had a few clouds this afternoon. As expected, that's going to be kind of a trend, too. We're going to see these clouds move in the afternoon hours. Right now, 75 degrees. Should make for a nice sunset, by the way. 52 on the dew point. Humidity, 44%. We have an east wind at 6, and the pressure 30-27. Pretty nice, considering we're in January here. And what we're looking at basically is this large area of high pressure, which continues to dominate the weather. And you see all the clouds kind of rotating around that area of high pressure, holding this front off to the north. And we're not looking at anything changing too much over the upcoming days. We'll explain more on that a little bit later. A brief sprinkle here and there, not out of the question, but most areas will remain dry. And as far as temperatures go, we have them into the 60s and 70s right now. 75 right here, 76 in Miami. More in your forecast in just a few minutes. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Today, President-elect Donald Trump held his first press conference since the election amid new explosive allegations surrounding Russia. ABC's Elizabeth Herr is outside of Trump Tower with the details.
In his first news conference since July and first one as president-elect.
It's all fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen.
Donald Trump dismissing and denying the unconfirmed reports that Russia has compromising information that could be used against him.
It was a group of opponents that got together, sick people, and they put that crap together.
The allegations are supposedly from anonymous sources inside the Kremlin, talking to a former British spy. The claims were contained in a dossier Democrats and Republicans gave to the FBI. Now, among the claims, during Trump's travel to Moscow for a Miss Universe contest in 2013, whether the Russians filmed Trump with prostitutes to be able to blackmail him if they so wished.
Does anyone really believe that story? I'm also very much of a germaphobe, by the way. Believe me.
From Russia to taxes to Obamacare and the wall.
We're going to build a wall. Mexico will reimburse us for the cost of the wall.
Trump also announced his sons will take over his business, maintaining there will be no conflict of interest when he takes office. But Russia was the big headline, with Trump finally admitting President Vladimir Putin may be behind the DNC hacking.
He shouldn't have done it. I don't believe he'll be doing it more.
Trump went on to announce once he takes office, his administration will work on a hacking defense report, and it will be released in the next 90 days. Russia, in the meantime, is denying any involvement. Outside Trump Tower, I'm Elizabeth Herr, ABC News.
Congress is grilling some of Donald Trump's cabinet nominees, and among two of them, more controversial picks: Rex Tillerson for Secretary of State and Senator Jeff Sessions for Attorney General. ExxonMobil CEO Rex Tillerson faced some tough questions about his business dealings, especially his close ties to Russia's Vladimir Putin. He was asked by Democratic and Republican senators about Russia meddling during the 2016 presidential campaign and Russian global military interventions. Tillerson sought to ease fears that either he or Trump would go easy on Moscow.
My pivot now, if confirmed to be Secretary of State, will have one mission only, and that is to represent the interests of the American people.
The Senate Judiciary Committee also heard from supporters and opponents of Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions' nomination to be Attorney General. New Jersey Senator Cory Booker is taking the unusual step of testifying against his colleague. Governor Rick Scott is encouraging state universities and colleges to make higher education more affordable. Governor Scott says his plan will help more students graduate in 4 years. It's called Finish in 4, Save More. Scott wants to freeze college and university fees at current rates, freeze tuition prices, and cut graduate teaching assistant fees by 25%.
It's great that we have students that want to go to higher education, but the truth is it doesn't help you if you can't afford it. And so we're going to keep doing everything we can to make higher education more affordable.
Also included in Governor Scott's recommended budget, expanding the Bright Future Scholarship Program and cutting taxes on college textbooks. And still to come on your Suncoast News, sheriff's deputies make 2 arrests in the search for a man wanted for the murder of an Orlando police officer. And ABC 7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full weather forecast. Plus, the rising number of people using artificial sweeteners and how it could be affecting their health.
The agents at SWC would like to show you pictures of all the homes that they've sold quickly for their clients. But they're just too many to show. Contact SWC today and find out for yourself. We just market your home better.
It's time to go boating, but first, don't miss the 16th annual Charlotte County Boat Show, January 12th to the 15th at the Charlotte County Fairgrounds. Show admission is free and on-site parking is only $5. January 12th to the 15th. Visit GoBoatingFlorida.com for more information.
Cancer does change people's lives. It is frightening. The treatment for fear is hope. And what works for you is not necessarily going to work for somebody else. It does take a whole team. This is a facility that really cares about the outcome of the patients. So our job at Sarasota Memorial Hospital is to meet the needs of that individual any way we need to meet them.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction. Spend time choosing from exciting colors, textures, and accessories, and then collaborate with one of our expert designers to create the perfect custom storage solution to fit your style and budget. At California Closets, we design everything to exceed your expectations for any room in your home. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the nearest showroom to you. California Closets, designed to your life.
Come meet the artists and enjoy their creations at the Sarasota Fine Art Festival. Over 100 artists and thousands of works of contemporary art in photography, glass, sculpture, jewelry, and much more. The 5th Annual Sarasota Fine Art Festival, Saturday and Sunday, January 14th and 15th on Main Street between Osprey and Orange Avenues in downtown Sarasota. Bring your love and appreciation of art to the Sarasota Fine Art Festival. For more information, visit ParagonArtEvents.com.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Start the year off with a great deal during the Start Something New event going on now at Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers. Take home a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $18,999. Or stop by today and drive away in a brand new Jeep Renegade for just $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
New developments tonight surrounding the search for a man wanted in the fatal shooting of an Orlando police officer. Authorities have now arrested the niece of the fugitive, Lakeisha Smith Lloyd, on a charge of accessory. Her arrest comes one day after Orange County Sheriff's deputies arrested the fugitive's supervisor at a fried chicken restaurant on a similar charge. Zargi Mayan is accused of helping Markeith Lloyd by driving him around, giving him food, and offering him money. Meanwhile, authorities are now on their third day of searching for Lloyd himself. They hope a break in the case will come soon, following an unprecedented reward of $100,000 being offered for information. Authorities say tips may be especially important in locating Lloyd, since they believe others are helping him hide. Master Sergeant Deborah Clayton was fatally shot Monday morning after she approached Lloyd in the parking lot of a Walmart. Federal and state, plus local authorities, are taking part in this hunt. All this week, ABC 7 is bringing you exclusive reports from the Marine Corps base Parris Island. Today, a group of educators are learning the ropes and being put to the test to see if they have what it takes to be Marine recruits. ABC 7's Christopher Brantley had a chance to speak to a recruit about her experience.
Good day from Marine Corps base Parris Island here in South Carolina, where we've been reporting this week. Earlier today, we had an opportunity to speak to a female recruit who just finished the last test of her 3 months here on the island, the Crucible.
It was an adventure. It was complicated, it's tiring, but you can get through it as long as you just keep pushing. It's not impossible. You feel great after you're done. You just feel like the weight's been lifted off your shoulder and you finally accomplished all you've been working so hard the past 3 months for.
Private Finn will be graduating in a ceremony on Friday. Our journey here continues. The educators that we've traveled up here with are right now learning how to shoot a rifle on a simulator. They will soon be taking it out to the firing range for the real thing. And later this evening, I'm told we're going to a nearby air base where we're going to get up close and personal with an FA-18 Hornet. We'll certainly look forward to bringing that to you. For now, I'm Christopher Brantley, ABC 7, reporting from Marine Corps Base Parris Island in South Carolina.
Thank you, Christopher.
Better to be up there now than last week because it was cold last week and
quite chilly.
Yeah, now much milder. We're looking at mild conditions here too. We're looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 70s today. I want to share this beautiful photo that was sent in to pics@mysuncoast.com. Actually, Val getting this one. He's always sending them in, and he's got his Facebook page too, and kind of seeing that nice sunset there with some cumulus clouds and moving across the Gulf of Mexico and Sarasota Bay. This one from Lido. And we're going to have similar conditions again tonight, so another nice sunset expected and anticipated. Well, sunny skies throughout most of the morning, and then you'll notice the clouds just kind of come in strong right around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and now they're starting to break up again, and that's going to be a trend, I think, over the upcoming days, and things aren't going to change much as far as that goes. And 75 seems to be the popular temperature right now up and down the coast, and Sarasota at 75, Braden 75 as well, and into Venice at 75. The dew point 52. We have an east wind at 6, and the pressure now 30-25. That's high, and that continues to hold steady for the most part. It has been falling just a little bit today. 69 degrees in Jacksonville, a couple degrees warmer in Orlando now, 74 in Key West, and temperatures around the area all into the 70s. 78 though in Venice, 77 degrees in Mayaca City, 75 in Arcadia. And temperatures will stay above seasonal averages throughout the day tomorrow. We'll have high temperatures warming into the upper 70s, getting very close to 80. I suspect we'll see some 80-degree temperatures east of I-75, and the expected highs will be into the upper 70s for the most part. Some clouds coming again late in the afternoon. That's a result of that east to southeasterly wind flow, which brings some of that moisture in from the Atlantic across the state, and then it brings a few sprinkles, and that's going to be a possibility again tomorrow in the afternoon. Well, there's a little bit of a weak Clipper system moving through Wisconsin tonight. It's stretching off into the upper peninsula of Michigan and bringing some snowfall there to Traverse City. And you can see in Ohio, basically it's rainfall right now, spreading up from Toledo southward down into Cincinnati and Columbus, all that kind of heading off to the northeast. It's much warmer and milder, so they're dealing with rain right now, but a different story altogether out west. You've heard the stories been going on for the past couple of days now. Another strong storm system coming onshore, bringing heavy rainfall into areas where they don't need the rain. Now, there is some very cold air still kind of bottled up to the north here. You'll notice as I put the map into motion, the cold air is starting to sink south once again, and you'll see temperatures falling as far as the highs go tomorrow, only into the 20s and teens across the northern upper Mississippi Valley, I should say, northern plain states. Still pretty mild, though, in places like St. Louis and then Cleveland, but then it starts to move to the east. So the cold air is around there, but you'll notice it does not push southward that far into our area, and Texas stays warm too for the most part, although Dallas will see some of that cooler air. Houston will not. Well, for us, I mentioned that high pressure ridge off the coast of Florida. Well, that will stay there. It will anchor itself there for the upcoming few days. In fact, all the way into early next week. With that east to southeasterly wind, it will bring some clouds and a few showers along the east coast, and once in a while a sprinkle or two, making it all the way over to the west coast in the late afternoon. That will stay with us on Friday. The rain chance, though, really quite small, only at 20% or less for that matter, as we move through time. For boaters, we'll start off with 10-knot wind, and then it'll subside to 5 knots in the afternoon. We'll have east winds to start today, turn it around to the north later on in the afternoon. Seas 1 to 2 feet, and a light chop on the bays and inland waters. The water temperature now 64 degrees, and that should start to warm up. We should be back into the upper 60s, I would suspect, as early as, I would say, Saturday. So it'll start to warm up again because we're not looking at any cold air, significant cold air headed our way. High tide upcoming 10:50. That's the next tide, the high tide, and then the low tide will be at 7:25. Sunset, I mentioned, should be a good one. Will be at 5:55 and sunrise at 7:22. And as far as red tide goes, the red tide report has come out, and the good news is that it's lessening all up and down the coast. There are still some areas near Anna Maria Island, also into Longboat Pass, as well as into the area of Big Pass, showing some moderate to light reports of red tide. Just one area reporting some high concentrations, and that's near New Pass. Mostly fair, 56 for low tonight, mild. And then for tomorrow, staying mild, high of 78. We'll have morning sunshine followed by a few clouds in the afternoon. The extended forecast, and no mention of rainfall right through the next 7 days, and high temperatures into the upper 70s to near 80 degrees each and every day. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. We aren't seeing any accidents at this point, but drivers are seeing some congestion. That's on US 41 near Bay of Vista and along the Ringling Causeway. In health news tonight, gene therapy is emerging as a promising tool in the fight against blindness in children and adults. Some people have gene mutations that cause deterioration in the retina. In gene therapy, a normally functioning retinal gene is inserted into a vector, usually a weakened virus. The vector is injected in or near the patient's retina in hopes of delivering a working copy of the gene to the patient's retinal cells. Studies have begun on this technique, but it will take some time as researchers must find a virus capable of carrying different genes and of different sizes. An increasing number of American adults and children are consuming artificial sweeteners. The results, published in the Journal of Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, observed a 200% increase in consumption of the artificial sweeteners among children and a 54% increase among adults from 1999 to 2012. Some studies suggest that a link between a low-calorie sweetener and obesity, diabetes, and some other health issues. A study published in the journal Nature Communications may shed light on why binge drinking often leads to binge eating. Scientists have found that the brain cells in mice that stimulate the urge to eat can be activated by alcohol as well as hunger. In an experiment, mice subjected to a 3-day alcoholic weekend were found to eat significantly more food than mice that stayed sober. The results show that major components of the brain's feeding circuits are activated by alcohol. Those circuits contain specific hunger-promoting brain cells known as AGRP neurons. Coming up, some bad publicity for a popular sandwich shop in Florida, a Snapchat video gone viral. Plus, how one man is getting creative and finding new places to snowboard.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Go ahead. Make a fashion statement. Demand something more than just ordinary. Capture elegance in every turn and drive with flair. Where beautiful styling is standard. Stop in and take a test drive. I'll guarantee you'll never go back to plain vanilla again. The all-new 2017 Fiat 500, starting at $14,999. Only at Sunset Fiat in Sarasota.
Flooring Depot has been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties for over 20 years with the best products and installation. Flooring Depot offers carpet, tile, hardwood, and more. Before you buy, give us a try. Stop by our showroom or visit us on the web at bestvaluecarpet.com.
The official salon of ABC7.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation, and everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts, and 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Police are searching for a man who broke into a Missouri dance studio and then returned wearing the leotard he had stolen. Someone broke into DeGage Dancewear in the middle of the night. Seen here, the thief stole the normal things that most thieves steal, like the safe, but also some odd items as well, dresses and books of merchandise. Then he left only to return wearing the tights and one of the leotards he had stolen. Ooh, interesting shot right there. And police say this wasn't the first studio in the area that had been broken into. Catalogs were taken from another studio, as well as clothing, audio equipment, and recital photos. A Florida Jimmy John's restaurant has come under fire after a video surfaced on social media showing employees jumping rope with the bread dough. The footage was taken inside of a Jacksonville restaurant and posted on Snapchat. It shows the dough, as you can see here, hitting the ground several times as employees play with it. The franchise owners say the dough was used in the video. It was immediately thrown out, and appropriate action has been taken to prevent an incident like this from happening again.
We're having a little fun, but maybe it's just not the right time, so maybe it would worry me a little bit.
State inspectors who visited the restaurant found that the dough was not used after the incident, thank goodness, but the employees involved were fired. Rising waters have triggered mandatory evacuations in Central California. Some people living in the city of Hollister are being told to leave their homes because of flooding. Several homes near the Russian River were flooded after the storm. Dozens of flood victims have been rescued so far, and many are evacuated by buses and by boat. In Florida, we don't have to worry too much about snow, and there definitely isn't a mountain anywhere nearby to practice our snowboarding skills. So for one man in Portland, he's making the best out of winter weather with his version of the slopes, a snow-covered roadway, passing by trees and cars as he slides down the quiet neighborhood. They had some huge amounts of snow there in Portland, which they don't usually get all that often. For one 81-year-old Green Bay Packers fan, the Sports Hall of Fame is just about in reach. The team and their fans pick out one fan of 10 to be inducted into sports history. Kay Koister-Doran is in the running because she uses her 4-season tickets to give new fans their first glimpse of her family's green and gold tradition. Online voting on the Packers website will be going until the end of the month, and she has quite a collection. Still to come in your Suncoast News, a new report evaluating Florida's schools highlights a potential problem in Manatee County, what the district is accused of not doing correctly, when we return.
We are going to build a great society where no man or woman or the victim of fear or poverty or hatred, where every man and woman has a chance for fulfillment and prosperity and hope.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Get the new year off to a great start with safety and peace of mind. Subaru was named the 2016 Best Overall Brand, Most Trusted, and Best Performance Brand by Kelley Blue Book. And ALG named Subaru its top mainstream brand for residual value for 2016. Now you can lease a new Subaru Outback for just $229 a month or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction. Spend time choosing from exciting colors, textures, and accessories, and then collaborate with one of our expert designers to create the perfect custom storage solution to fit your style and budget. At California Closets, we design everything to exceed your expectations for any room in your home. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the nearest showroom to you. California Closets, designed to your life.